Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, overall, yep, I am still very sick, as you guys could probably tell, but today we've seen the Bitcoin pullback. So we were expecting this. I mentioned this yesterday as well. I told you guys a little bit ahead of time before things really kind of unfolded today. And I do want to say real quick, tomorrow is Thursday, or today's Thursday, whenever you are watching this. And we do have that major meeting or that major speech by Janet Yellen. So I would say, prepare for, max pain on Bitcoin. Have some capital on the side. Did I buy this dip? 100% I bought this dip. I bought Casper. So you guys already know that I have been accumulating Casper massively. This is probably one of my main picks. I think that this is an incredible long-term hold. Not even long-term, though. Like, even on the 1 year span, right? We go back to just like this November timeframe when we were sitting at about like almost 24 cents. So from here, it's almost a 3x. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And honestly, the long-term journey on Casper is going to be something very remarkable. Now, before I really jump into some other news, more so videos and stuff like that, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the XRP price chart. So right now, when we are looking at this, first off, we are on the weekly candle. It looks like we are testing some major support. I mean, it looks like for the most part we have held a significant area. Can you guys see that? It's the candle from December, the same exact support zone at about 75 cents. Now on the daily span, things look a little bit different, as you guys do see. So again, you can clearly see, some support around this range. This is a major demand zone, so, this level being tested is nothing too crazy. It's also a major support zone going back to like August. I would say, downside is limited, but honestly, I think that we can come down a lot lower. I think that we will most likely test the support down here at about almost 70 cents. It's about like 69 cents exact. Gotta love it. But we could come down as low as the demand zones from January. So just prepare for max pain. If max pain does happen, it's about 60 cents to roughly 70 cents. So pay attention to those levels closely. Of course, I would say watch the Bitcoin pairs more than the USD pairs. These are looking a little bit stronger right now, but also watch RSI and the volume on XRP. Right now, if we are looking at the volume and the RSI real quick, I'll just kind of update you guys. Excuse me. So on the daily, diminished volume is, you guys can obviously tell it's massively diminished volume. RSI looks pretty, oversold for the most part. It's actually at levels that we've seen back during this dip back in February and January, where we were at 60 some cents. So again, there is a little bit more strength in XRP right now. I just think that we come down a little bit lower. Of course, again, we don't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. We might see some sell-offs in terms of impulsive moves with fear and greed. But we are going to watch this closely. I think that for the most part, we should be at around the bottoming stage on Bitcoin. I have been mentioning Bitcoin's bottoms and really kind of talking to you guys about that. Really, the area that I'm watching is the 50-day EMA, which is this sort of orange line that we kind of bounced off of. We wicked slightly below it. But yes, sir, I did say, watch 42 to 43K, and we got that perfect test of that area. So, I'm definitely watching Bitcoin closely. But let's move on and let's talk about a few things. So first off, we are going to be talking about the main reason behind the title of this video. A recession is going to essentially happen and push crypto to massive heights. Listen closely to what Mike Novogratz is saying here. We do see one thing I know for 100% surety is that Novogratz knows things from talking to regulators, CEOs, etc. What do you think he really just said? Better question, what do you think Western governments are going to do to Bitcoin before stability is gone? Pay attention, Mike knows. Listen closely to this, guys.
How high is Bitcoin's price ever going to go?
$1 million.
It will never go over $1 million?
I
What are you guys clapping about? That's the most bearish person here.
You know, predicting prices is a really complicated thing. So I got myself to $500,000 because that's the market cap of gold, right? But the gold market cap could go up and we're going to replace gold. And so in some ways, and this is going to maybe sound heretical to a Bitcoin, crowd, I go to bed and I pray that the stewards of the US economy don't screw it up. Because I see what happens to societies when the stewards screw it up. I have Russian friends that have gone bankrupt in literally the last 6 weeks that had good livings and they're gone, right? I've had Turkish friends that have seen their entire life savings blown. And so I really do pray that the dollar stays strong and Bitcoin doesn't go to infinity, because Bitcoin going to infinity means the rest of the Western world has really fallen apart and we lose social order. But I think we could get to $500,000 or even $1 million with stability in the West. And so for us to get a lot higher than that, it means stability of the West is gone.
Now, I want you to understand what he is basically saying here. So, he's essentially saying, when stability is gone, that's when we will see Bitcoin and crypto exploding in value. Now, he's saying that he hopes that this doesn't happen. Realistically speaking, we should all hope that this doesn't happen. But it is happening before our eyes. In fact, we're almost seeing a repeat of the 2008 financial crisis. In fact, we do see here the first big bank to call a U.S. recession. Deutsche Bank says recession in 2023. Stocks to fall 20% by summer 23. Unemployment to 4.9% in 24. 10-year yields to hit 3.3% this year. Now, I want you guys to understand that, these banks, these massive banks, are seeing this. Okay? But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. It doesn't take a financial institutional investor to understand this, or anyone that's really kind of working on Wall Street. You could see this right now. Okay? We've seen the yield curves inverted just the other day. We are seeing inflation rates, rising drastically. We are seeing 80% of the US dollar in circulation being printed in the last 2 years alone. Do you honestly think that's stability? Because in my opinion, when we are talking about, stability, it's a booming economy. Okay? It isn't inflation rates that are well beyond 7%. It is not, mass printing of the US dollar where 80% of it was printed in the last 2 years alone. I mean, overall, the Western, area has been extremely unstable. Now, I do think that this will lead to a collapse of the dollar. Lately, we have been seeing the dollar rise in value. Okay, and I have been addressing this every single day. Right now, we are hitting a pretty, big high at about 99.64. I said watch this level up here because this is the 786. We should be hoping for a major drop around this point because anything above this is extremely bearish for crypto. Now, of course, I'm watching this closely because the dollar did start to turn red. And if we can break down below, the 702 yet again, we could have that retest of the 618 where we do hopefully go into a little bit of a bear market on the dollar. I have my level down here going back to the 2018, lows. Here you guys have it. I'm hoping those get tested eventually. Now, like I said, the only reason why I say that this is possible is because of everything that is going on in the U.S. economical area. Now, with this in mind, I also want you guys to understand what is happening also before our eyes. Johnny Deaton, a standing, we're talking about a lawyer that is here supporting crypto through the SEC lawsuit with XRP, where he had 66,000 individuals sign a petition against the SEC for a class action lawsuit, basically. Listen closely to this, though.
On the deep penetration that crypto is having around the world. I mean, there's unbridled excitement, and it just seems to be catching fire more and more each day, doesn't it?
It does, Charles. Thank you for having me. I think the excitement and the optimism actually stems from the lack of faith that we have in our government-controlled fiat system. When you think about it, Charles, what is fiat today? It's debt. The US dollar I have in my pocket, there's a promise from the government that it's going to have a certain value. The same government that has printed 80% of all US dollars in the world's existence in the last 2 years. And when you're in a faith-based system, that doesn't generate a lot of faith.
That's
and
true.
I think cryptocurrency is the alternative to that system.
So this week, the SEC chair said that crypto platforms should be registered and regulated like exchanges. Then this morning, I'm not sure if you saw the Janet Yellen testimony in Congress. It was nuts. All these lawmakers getting up and dragging crypto through the mud, associating it with Russia and criminal activities. I mean, it really does feel like they're going to do whatever they can to.
Also, I just really quickly want to, dive in real quick and say, yeah, these individuals have been, bashing crypto. This is also why I do think that the speech tomorrow is not going to be bullish at all for us, and we are going to probably see another little crashing event. But listen closely for the rest of this.
To derail this thing, can they achieve that?
They could try, but they're ultimately going to fail. Sounds like they're threatened, doesn't it? Gary Gensler has waged a war on crypto. All right, for example, he says that the crypto platforms, the Coinbases and the Krakens of the world, these digital exchanges, that they need to be regulated. They need to register with the SEC. But Charles, the only reason they would register with the SEC is if they were selling securities. When they go to Gary Gensler and say, hey, I've got 70, 80 tokens on my platform. We don't believe they're securities. Which one do you believe are securities? We'll take them off the platform. Gary Gensler's response is, we won't give you advice. You just need to come in and register anyways. That's not a system that works because he wants to allow vagueness. He doesn't want to give guidance because if he gives guidance, companies can comply. He wants to engage in this regulation by enforcement. And it's got to stop. As far as the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, doubt about criminal and illicit activities, the FBI, the CIA, they've all come out and said they hope that criminals.
And honestly, when we're talking about everything that's going on, I really do think Johnny Dean is on to something here. I think that, the enforcement from the SEC is clearly an attack on crypto. They are trying to stifle innovation. They do not want crypto because they do see it as a major risk to the US dollar. Okay, I've said it multiple times, time and time again. Crypto will never replace the US dollar, but it will be a means of efficiency compared to the US dollar. Meaning you will be able to transact, send money, receive money, utilize digital assets 10 times more efficient than any fiat currency. Now, of course, I always support the idea of keeping fiat currency, where it is. Even with CBDCs, I've always said, I'm all for wholesale CBDCs, but I'm against retail CBDCs. Even if they just, issued a stable coin on a ledger technology, I'm totally fine with that as well. But I just do not support retail CBDCs because we obviously want to utilize fiat in our own private settings. But I do think that digital assets in terms of sending and receiving money globally, cross borders, and also for these major companies is crucial for furthering not only financial inclusion, but also reinventing a massive, inefficient financial system. Now, last but not least, I do just want to follow this up with this. We do see Hester Pierce. Congratulations, Marquieta and Jamie. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. I'll butcher it. But on being nominated to be the commissioners of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, these are two nominees, if you guys missed it. Basically, we're seeing a little bit of a change in scenery for the SEC. These will be two new commissioners of the SEC. Now, again, when we are talking about the individuals that are joining, I do not support these two. I mean, I read their backgrounds within, where they are, really focused on. And honestly, it looks like they are going to be, in a similar path in terms of a warpath on, again, crypto. You guys could read all about their backgrounds here. You can really kind of get a good idea on, where they are focused, in terms of their path ahead. And I'm not the only one that's seen these. I mean, even other individuals. Hester, do these people hate crypto and retail too? Yes, until they show me otherwise. Just from reading their bios, both of these nominees are terrible for crypto, i.e. both likely to be very pro all crypto or securities. Ueda was the senior advisor to Homer J. Clayton for crying out loud. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when we are talking about these individuals, I think we are going to still see major attacks going on within crypto. And, I think that things are unfolding rapidly within this area. Library just got over 50,000 signatures for their cryptocurrency is not a crime petition. This is their petition against the SEC, because if you guys missed it, Library has been in a very similar case, as XRP, where, fair notice was completely ignored. And I do think that this is boiling up. I think that we are almost at the boiling point for this SEC lawsuit. And I think that we are very, very close to a settlement. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. If you guys want more content like my exit plans, trading indicators, stuff like that, you guys can go check out NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.